guys, so today is going to be kind of a different video. I'm going to be kind of reviewing my Phantom 4 Pro. So I've had this for about 8 months now, so I've got quite a bit of flight time on it. Just kind of go over it. By no means do I claim to be a pro at it, because there's a lot of features I don't even use, mainly just because I haven't ventured into trying to figure out some of the different ins and outs of the DJI Go app and some of that stuff. But I have played around quite a bit with some of the different filters, some of the different settings as far as using full manual on your camera and stuff. So that's kind of what this is going to be about. First, we're going to start with what comes in the box. So I got obviously the Phantom 4 Pro. It does come with a single battery. I have, it's on the charger. I have added a second battery since then. I think you gotta. I think if it's worth your time to drive somewhere and go fly and shoot, you got to be equipped with a second battery. Otherwise, you're going to be out there recharging the car. So it does come with a single battery. One nice thing with the Phantom 4 Pro, I believe the Phantom 4 also does this, is the props. So much easier to put on and off on this than it was the Phantom 3s. The Phantom 3s, you had to thread them on. These ones just pop down, you turn it once, they lock into position. They are color coded, so you make sure you get them on the right motors. Another nice thing, the gimbal lock it comes with is just like the Phantom 3s, something you reuse each time. It just snaps into place, a little bit different than the Phantom 3, but I think this is a little bit better. Comes with a foam block to also stabilize the gimbal just a little bit more. I've kept both of those from when I got out of the package, and it's really been handy. So like I said, you get the copter, you got your battery. The radio's real similar to the Phantom 3s. It's got a little different finish on it. The Phantom 3s had more of a matte finish. This has a glossy finish, which I think makes it look a little bit nicer. So that's very much the same. Now keep in mind, this is the Phantom 4 Pro. It's not the Phantom 4 Pro Plus. So I opted against the Pro Plus, and I'll explain to you why. So for those who don't know, the Phantom 4 Pro Plus is the one that comes with, I think it's a 5-inch monitor built into the radio. It's supposed to be super duper bright, which is handy versus like iPads and phones, because they can be difficult to see in the sunlight. But the downfall to the monitor that comes with it is A, you're stuck at that size. That's the only size you're ever going to get. B, with phones and iPads, they upgrade. They progressively upgrade through time. So I can always get a new iPad, throw the brand new iPad in it, which is something I recently did. When you get the Phantom 4 Pro Plus, the monitor is what it is, and in 5 years, if you've still got that drone, that monitor is 5 years outdated. And then you pay an extra $300, I think, for the Phantom 4 Pro. So that's why I opted against it. So it was cheaper, and I think it works out a little bit better for me. So once again, you got the radio, it comes in the box. You got this dude here. It's for upgrading your firmware. You end up plugging it into your drone, then plug that in your laptop through your other included cables for upgrading, which that's another awesome thing. The old Phantom 3 Pros, you have to pull the SD card out, put it in your laptop, copy firmware, delete old firmware, put it back in your drone. With these ones, you do it like right from your tablet, actually. Yeah, sorry, earlier I said laptop, I meant your tablet. So I can be away from my laptop and need a firmware update, and as long as I got an internet connection on my tablet or my phone, I can upgrade it right there. And it's a lot easier, a lot more user-friendly. The cord it comes with is maybe I'll say it wrong, I don't think it's a micro USB, it's whatever the Androids use. It comes with it, which is odd to me, because from what I understand, the DJI Go 4 was optimized for the iPhone, but it doesn't come with the lightning cable, it just comes with the Android compatible cable. So this is just an iPhone charger cable I had laying around that I use to connect my tablet to my radio. So this didn't come with it, but this is something I have added to it. Another thing to consider adding to it is a card charger. I got this on DJI for I think $60. It'll charge both my radio and my flight battery. So awesome, worth every penny of it, because I've used this many times. Like it says, when you have 2 batteries, even with 2, you gotta have a way to charge it when you're out in the field. That's why I say 1 battery is almost ridiculous, but with 2 batteries, you definitely want to have something like this, unless you're going to buy 5 or 6 batteries, because you do get quite a bit of flight time. You're not going to get the 30 minutes they advertise, at least that's not been my experience. But I've been getting 23, 24 minutes of flight. Something else I've added to my flight arsenal are these dudes. I have another video on them. I used these when I had my Phantom 3, but they're signal boosters. Put them on your radio antenna. They do bump out your range a considerable amount. I wouldn't say they're game changers, but they bump it out a little bit. I don't know. I don't use them that often. Aftermarket thing, once again, this doesn't come in the box, but it's an aftermarket thing. Lanyard, must have. I scored this for free at a training somewhere, but must have for these. I went a while without one when I first got it, and yeah, lanyards, definitely recommend it. Give that a shot. Then, just got me a new iPad, the 2017 32 gig full-size iPad, which I'm about to try. I haven't even flown with it yet. I've been flying with my Mini 2, which has been awesome, especially when it was an upgrade from a 7 Plus. This is going to be amazing. Like, I've gone back to my 7 Plus occasionally when my iPad's dead. That's horrible. You can barely see the screen. This is going to be awesome, so we're going to give that a shot here in a minute. Then, another nice thing, which was a huge upgrade from like the Phantom 3 series, is the box it comes with. This, it's a pretty robust case. It was designed with reusing it in mind. So it's not something like you typically find in the packaging where you open it up, throw the foam away. It's got a nice little twist lock on it. Of course, you can't lock that up, but then a hinge that's clearly designed to be used multiple times. This thing's awesome. I don't use it normally because I have a Pelican case with cutout foam that I use instead, but with my backpack that I've got, I'll slide this into the backpack and you're good to go. Oh, and then of course it comes with the wall charger for your battery. We're gonna get this battery charged up and we're gonna take this out for a flight, but I gotta tell you, the image quality from this camera versus my Phantom 3 is phenomenal. Landslide better than what my Phantom 3 was. One other thing to point out is you can see obstacle avoid, your front and rear avoidance cameras there and there. They work amazing, sometimes too good in fact. You've got your side infrared there and there. However, the side obstacle avoidance only works in tripod mode, but that's still really neat. Very, very useful. You can turn it on and off. At night, one thing to point out, you'll keep getting alerts on your screen at night saying ambient light is too low. So at night, these don't work. Keep that in mind. I don't know about the infrared. I can't tell you that for sure, but I know that the front and rear camera obstacle avoidance sensors do not work in low light. Check this out. This thing is huge on my radio. Okay, so of course, just for original setting up, you take your cord, USB cord, and if you're using an Android device, of course, like I said, the cord's gonna be different. I'm using an Apple device, so I've got the lightning connector. That just runs up here into your iPad. Now, make sure you have the DJI Go 4 app installed, especially for these new ones. The Phantom 4 and up, I think, runs the Go 4. One thing to point out too is with these batteries, as you see inside there, the connector is a lot further down towards the bottom and it's offset on the battery. So there is the one way to go in. So you can't actually put them in the wrong direction. And it takes a lot more of a push and a snap than the old Phantom 3s did. Fire up the bird. Fire up my radio. I'm already into DJI Go 4. It's kind of doing its thing. It'll give you voice prompts. So usually I have my volume up, my lanyard on. We're gonna go outside and give it a shot. At the end of the day, it is a little expensive. Mine was $1,500. Like I said, a Phantom 4 Pro Plus is another $300. I don't think that one's worth the money. But for $1,500, I feel like you get a lot for your money with this thing. Feels sturdy. It's heavier than my Phantom 3 Advanced was. It feels higher quality than the previous drones I've used, and it should be at that price point. It came down for me between the Phantom 4 Pro, or I was gonna do the Inspire 2. The Phantom 4 Pro just seemed to make a little bit more sense for me, especially since when you compare the two, this is compact. From what I understand, the X4S camera is equal to the camera on this, so it's over $1,000 cheaper. This was the best route for me to go. That being said, I do plan on getting a Mavic for its portability. This one just is kind of difficult to pack around for vlogging, but stellar product. I applaud them for the craft that they have engineered. It's absolutely amazing. Worth the money. It's a lot of fun to play with, a lot of fun to make videos with, and you play around with the different camera settings and the active track and that stuff, and it's a lot of fun. In one of my previous videos, I'll link it below, I've got an example of active track while I was driving down the road. A fun video to make, so I think it's worth buying. I found early on that if you spend the money on the cheaper drone and then upgrade later, all you've done is wasted money, because if you're gonna spend enough money like for the Phantom 3 series, you're at least interested in the hobby that much, I say don't waste the money. Jump right into one of these, at least a Mavic at the minimum or above. That was a mistake I had learned. I spent $700 on my Phantom 3 Advanced. Hell, it was a year later I stepped up to this one and I didn't get half my money out of my Phantom 3 Advanced. So anyway, any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments below. Check out my other videos and subscribe. See you guys.